property if it changes hands.
Well, you're right.
Years
Well,
later,
but
you know what I mean? That's
the
exactly
the zoning carries through them.
right.
Just because, yeah, right. But it's just, we have to trust what Mr. Carter. But now you have the 5 acres, so there ain't a whole lot he can do with that property.
I
And the
trust
water
him,
line, I
just
guess
don't-
Ed's real familiar with the water line's big bucks.
Yeah.
And he's 70, what was he, 72 or something he was talking about. All right, well, if you got any questions, I would
Thank
rather
you.
see
Thanks
the
for coming
planning
over.
answer it, so that everybody understands.
Thank you.
Okay?
I think we pretty much covered everything. Now, that was our final thing, right, on our agenda? Or do we
There's
have
one
this?
minute.
Oh, memo of understanding?
Yep. Paving.
Oh, paving, it's not on there. Sorry, Jason. You did bring that up. We didn't say we were gonna put paving on.
It wasn't some of them, I guess I put them on one. So I don't have it, but we've all seen it. The report that Lindsay sent out, the final figures, like 482, 483, which is about 23 grand. I'm doing this off memory, more than we have set aside.
458 something.
Yeah, so if we can find the extra money everywhere or anywhere, we can do all the streets. If not, the 2 streets that are closest in dollar figure, the cut would be either Caroline or Hill Street. And I can tell you, having looked at it, Hill Street is about 2 weeks away from turning into an alley. It's garbage. I don't even like driving up it because I can just hear the stones kicking up in my wheel well. So I would vote for Caroline to be delayed for a year if we have to cut them. That's my recommendation.
Is there like on the list that you guys have for paving, did you look at like the severity of like what you're talking about with Hill Street?
Yeah, all these streets are on there. We're given like the worst rating we can.
Right.
That's what we targeted.
But are there ones that, so Caroline would be one of the ones in better shape, you're saying?
Actually, Caroline wasn't even on the list, but because the mayor brought it up,
Okay.
and I've been down there because I have friends that live.
It's not as much below Hill
Yeah,
Street as far as.
Right, it's bad.
It's really bad.
I'd rather not cut that one either, but the other ones were dollar-wise like 70,000 different. That would be more than we'd have to cut to pick a different street.
I understand. I don't like it.
So
I say
anyway,
we come up with that. We try to figure out the finance committee and Joe, try to figure out, come up with 24,000 and do all. We're only 24,000 away.
40 grand for a pickup truck, we're gonna look at lease over a 3-year period, it's good for you. And we're looking at, by the time it comes in, we gotta make the first payment, we're gonna be at the end of the year. So we'll be able to have some funding.
What about that interest we get? We get all that interest in from the TIF?
I believe we did.
It all come
Yeah,
in?
yeah.
Oh, my, you gotta compare notes with Michael, make sure that the product
Was
gets
this the
money.
year or another year? Where we got behind?
I got it. Last year, we won the bond from a lawsuit.
Like, we did get that last money, we got that interest for our test, is that the end of it? Did we get prepared notes, is on to say, when Nick thought it was coming, that was coming?
I'll prepare that.
Yeah,
I have to look that up.
yeah,
We just got a huge amount because we had a lawsuit. Homestead started, and we won the thing, so they're all about to look at it, and they're getting interest back. Should have been 182,000.
believe that was it.
What we did, Joe, we put.
182,769.05 is the total amount they owed us in interest.
I laid down tomorrow.
The lawsuit, Joe, we have a Homestead, we got $458,000 back from the waterfront properties in Minnesota that we didn't get.
Yeah.
And we decided we would put that away for road improvement shape. So that's where all the roads are coming from.
Okay.
I came in at the end of the year and the council decided to do it. And after the road, it was like found money, and that was bad. And then, brother Nick decided to make a claim for interest because it was late coming back, and we succeeded in that. That's just 182,000 we just got back too, so.
Junior achievement.
Yeah, let's talk about that topic.
Yeah, we can talk about Georgia.
Okay,
Hey, I got a sore subject.
The mayor just asked Greg about junior achievement, so we touch on junior achievement first. The mayor just asked Greg about junior achievement.
Junior
And then we get back to yours.
property, I wanna know the status of
Okay,
that.
go ahead.
Junior Achievement is, it's out there, the donation opportunity still exists. The Junior Achievement is willing to donate that property at no cost to the borough. We had extensive title search work done, and to get a title policy, I gave people previously, Joe, I don't think you got one of these drawing, it shows the access to the property and where it is, and exactly what the dimensions are. We have all that. The problem with the property is there are a lot of restrictive covenants that accompany the property as in any major development. And those mainly pertain to building restrictions, height restrictions, things of that nature. I don't think necessarily council at this time, to my knowledge, has any plans to build a structure on it anyway, but if you would have those limitations that you have to comply with. Doesn't mean you can't build, but there's pretty strict limitations. The other thing is more concerning. There's an annual assessment owed to the waterfront property owners. MJ Wilco is now the current owner. And that's based on percentages of all the property owners at the waterfront. And this is something that JA has been subject to for years. And they now owe, I sent this information out, their invoices. And I don't know if y'all saw, it should have been distributed. For example, right here, 2013, they got a bill from Waterfront Owners Association of $15,600, 2014, $15,800, 2015, $16,000. Then there's one for $17,900. What is this? This is, I haven't looked at this in a while. Anyway, and we knew this before we started the process, that there's this continuing assessment that is owed, and there are also past due amounts from JA. When we take the property, that goes with it. And JA says, look, we'll give it to you for free, but if the owners come after us, we want you to take care of that. You know, defend us and pay it if we have to pay it, because we're just giving it to you. And they recently had someone that was, showed interest in buying it. And a lawyer called me and said, no, we still want it. You know, don't pursue that. But the bottom line is, we have to decide, and then some of this is probably executive session about some of the legal options that we have. We have to decide, now we're at the crossroads, the lawyer's calling me for JA. He sent me this agreement to protect JA, I understand, saying, hey, if we get sued, you're gonna defend us and pay these things, or, you know, have a lawyer, and you're responsible for everything going forward, which we understand. We knew when we started we had this out there, but we thought, well, it's a nice piece of property, we'll take the risk. If we have to pay it, we'll pay it. And then there's some other ways possibly to challenge that. And to recall the history, we contacted the current owner and asked them to excuse us from this obligation. And they said, well, they would be willing to do it, but it wasn't up to them. We had to get the consent of every owner in the entire waterfront, which is virtually impossible. I mean, you have international property owners, foreign corporations from Japan, you know, it's never going to happen. And their percentage would change if they consent, because it's based on 100%, it would go up. So I think they'd be less inclined to help out the local municipalities. So that's totally unrealistic.
That's never been paid though, correct?
What?
That 15.6 or 16.
No, it's never been paid.
It's never been paid.
It's never been paid. JA never paid it.
Right.
And the owners never went after them because it's just vacant land. If you walk back there, it's overgrown. It's
Right,
just,
I drove back there.
yeah, I've been back there and I walked it with the title searcher, so I had an understanding of what it is. So they've never pursued it, and I don't know that they will. But the potential exists. And they won't consent to release us from these restrictions. Now, there's another legal option I want to talk about. We have to do that in executive session, so I got to kind of cut this off at this point. We're going to have an executive session.
My reason, obviously, is a recreational area. We could do a lot down there, plus have our 4th of July or community days and all that.
Yeah, it's a nice flat parcel of land. It's undeveloped. It is, yeah. So, but I want to talk about some legal options that could result in litigation. So I don't want to do that on camera.
I'm sorry. I have to excuse myself, I can't, I have to pick up my daughter, she's waiting for me.
I'll go get her, Jill. You can stay.
She's all the way at South Park and Church Road.
I'll go get her.
There's a loser.
Sorry,
Just gotta
guys.
Tell them Joe to call them, tell them they're ready to start.
Did you approve the contract already?
Yeah, last month, we said,
We approved the contract?
we said that's the contract.
We award the payment to Caruso.
Yeah, we
Yes.
did,
Yeah,
we did.
In a specific amount?
Tomorrow, I have to.
In that amount?
yeah.
Okay. I didn't even know, I thought the decision was made, you just said, we need more money.
We put 450,
Well,
480.
what they can, what they can afford out of that.
Yeah.
They accept that as low as that.
Right, they were the lowest bidder.
But you need vote publicly to set the contract amount for what they're gonna do. Is that what you're saying? You should make a vote, award it to Caruso at what amount?
We didn't approve the roads yet, did we?
Well, that's what.
No, there's a clause in there, because I know there's a clause in there that there's certain things you can pick out if it's not, if you can't afford the whole 600,000, you could take something out to get to where you need to be.
Well,
There
we
you
should
go.
clarify that next week.
Okay.
Final, roads to be paved, this is the list, and this is the total amount.
All right.
And we're approving for Caruso, let's do that publicly.
Okay.
What's your draft, what's your stuff?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up,
Should boy.
abandoned vacant houses. You gotta start cracking down on some of this. A lot of houses, nobody's taking care of them, they're sitting there. I know Boomer's been on them, taking these people to court and everything else, but is it doing any
Jason.
good?
That's what he's talking
I
about.
don't know. We're just inviting, hate to say this, but undesirable people moving into town and not taking care of these properties.
Let's live it like an absentee landlords.
Oh,
And the landlords,
there's-
they don't care.
Every community has the same problem, and there's no overnight solution. But, like I showed Joe, there's properties that have not paid taxes in 10 years. After 2 years, we should have taken them to the sheriff's office. But no one wants to put up the $5,000. School district never did it, the borough never did it. And now, for like every other community, you can't find people anymore. No one gives you any information on people anymore. You can't, so it's just a,
bro,
I take them to the magistrate, no one shows up. We get $1,000 awarded and you never get the money.
there's a lot of garbage out there and houses that need, people are renting out and making money and they're neglecting their properties. There's vehicles that have been sitting in properties with wheels off, waiting there for 3 years. We need, Dave and I had a big conversation today that we believe that we need to follow the code, enforce it, and not have much leniency. Much leniency means.
None.
Well, the much leniency means somebody's away, they'll be back, we'll get it,
Somebody knows
attention.
something.
Rather than 5 days, you don't do something 5 days. Listen, I got my son coming in for the summer, he'll be here in 2 weeks, we can do it. And I say, without some leniency, that's the some leniency, saying that. But people that have cars laying on the road that are never gonna use them, they're just sitting next to houses. How do you like that to sit next to your house? And we need to take it to the magistrate, and we need to move forward with this, and we gotta be consistent.
We gotta be
Consistent
more-
what we do.
We gotta be more stricter on some of this stuff.
Right, but we can't have people calling us saying, hey, leave this guy alone, let him give him a break, and this and that. We gotta be strict and consistent.
It's real, I think it's deterring people from moving this way.
I agree. I rode with you, I rode with Dave today. Both of you enlightened me, and believe me, both of you were on the same page.
People come down to the library for them concerts they have down there. There's a ton of people that come down there. They look at that grass, how high it is, people ain't taking care of them, houses, they ain't taking care of the grass, all the grass they're supposed to take care of. school, you got, the old, Munhall High School, that grass is like 50 foot high.
Well, that's a lady who lives in Florida. She, I think, talked to the mayor 4 years ago, and wanted to donate the property to the borough. We don't want that property.
The sidewalks are terrible. Off-road, and you can't even walk down the damn sidewalk or something.
So, you know what, Rich, it's not just on there, that's all over town.
Well, that's what
You
I
know,
see.
there's abandoned properties all over town. I mean, if we don't just hammer them, and keep hammering them, then they're just gonna keep walking away from
I mean,
these
there's abandoned
properties.
properties in the park, the sidewalks are covered
There's
in the
people, I
park.
mean,
We have it there too.
Nick, Act 90, we need to start maybe looking into that, going after people who have assets. I mean, there's a lot of, guys, I'm gonna start doing my job a lot Monday. I'll tell you, you're gonna get a lot of phone calls. I'll tell you that right now.
The lady from Florida. will
You're gonna get a lot of phone
give you
calls.
one.
I mean, it's because people, it's gonna be people you know that have, you know.
It seems like a lot of people in this town will give us a lot of junk properties. What are we gonna do with them all, other than cut the grasses and maintain them? Are we gonna be able to sell these properties or have somebody build one?
Open up another high school that's still under the goddamn property.
Well, we get two properties together and
For sure, the web books that back down there.
if you get two properties together, why can't you build a nice house on both properties, one house on both properties?
Someone that wanna buy and build, you know, I mean, someone has to want that property.
Yeah, but
Everybody that buys stuff now, Rich, I think everybody's flipping now, that's all they wanna
now
do.
we got them houses, on Market Street, them 3 houses that are
We
falling.
can't do anything with that.
Well, what are we gonna do? When do they fall over
Well,
the
several
hill?
years ago, our engineer just
I know.
went out there and said, don't touch them, because if you touch them, you're gonna have to reinforce that hillside, and it's better just to leave those houses sit there, because the hillside could collapse. If they tear those houses down, it may
The
take
streets and go
the
out.
street can go. I mean, Public Works will have to go down there and just cut those houses. But people are like, people haven't been there in 6 years, people are using it, to put tires on there, put TVs on there, it's a mess.
Right, they have, the utilities have been cut to all those properties,
Right.
because they're,
Yeah,
you were there, you were there.
I know all that, but
I was
It's
on
just-
the east
it's
side.
You know what's happening, Rich, and everybody here, it's the state of the whole world today, it's not the world, but the United States. So when people can't afford anymore to keep up their properties, and the properties are deteriorating bad, they get out. They leave them, they walk away from them, they don't care about the mortgage on
There's
it.
nothing we can do.
There's nothing we can do, they walk away from
There's
it.
a
They-
mortgage
that's
on
it,
the
right?
bank.
They're walking, people are
There's
walking
Act
away
90
from deteriorating
Act
properties.
90 says you can go out there if they own anything else.
Yeah, if they own anything else, that is, you know.
Some do, some don't.
Yeah, when we gotta find the ones that own something else, and that's what we can go after, if they don't own anything else. But people figure, hey, I can't afford, I bought this house years ago, I can't afford $50,000 to fix it up, you know, and they walk away from them now.
You showed me some properties where people own 6 houses in a row, and people are living in there, and the grass is high. Well, why can't the homeowner cut it? I mean,
Homeowner,
the
yeah,
tenant,
I'm
the
just
tenant cut the
I
grass.
was talking more about, you know, building problems and, you know, they can't afford roofs, and they can't afford, you know,
We can't afford that
Let them
going on.
houses go for sale.
At all.
no, we can't.
You get up and walk away from the cemetery.
That's exactly the same thing, man, what I'm explaining, they walk away from the cemetery because they're gonna do it, people walk away from their houses now. And they pick up in the middle of the night or whatever.
Yeah, all I'm telling you is, I mean, I'm gonna be sending out, that's sending out probably 25 this month, I'm gonna be sending around 70.
That's fine, I think we're giving you the green light, I think we're giving you the green light to do it.
They know they're gonna call and they're gonna ask me if they can talk to council, so if you give me the okay, I'll tell them they can't, and they need to talk to them.
I mean, I agree.
If they're gonna call.
They're all gonna do the same thing, they're gonna point the fingers at their, how about the house across the street, they get cited. So we gotta make sure if there's a problem with the house across the street, they get cited too.
Well, 5 years ago, I went down, and I was gonna start on the north end of town, and I was told by a council member, why did you start down here? I said, because it's the worst area, I'll start somewhere else.
But I think we
We need to support them.
I think we're gonna support you, but when we have the green light, you go,
I'll
we have,
support you. Go after them.
you're getting the green light.
I mean, mean, we have a guy who's a state trooper on 207 East 18th Ave, or 20th Avenue. He's a state trooper. He walked away from the house. He's a state trooper.
People do that, I know. They're walking away from houses now.
Well, I don't want it. I don't want to leave me. He's a state trooper.
We can sue him personally.
I mean, we have to go after those people. He has money.
Yeah. He has money.
I move we adjourn.
We're adjourned to an
I
executive.
don't get a motion, but I move we adjourn.
Well, I'll accept the motion to adjourn. Harvey, and a second by
Second.
Jason, okay. Meeting adjourned. We have to go to executive session.
No.